Greetings, programs. This is Wretch, and welcome back to Steve Jackson's Starship Traveler. In the last episode, well, I thought we had everything that we needed to get home. We had a star date, we had a sector. Unfortunately, it seems like a multiple choice question because the Traveler and its crew was ripped apart by the darkness of space. Good times. But we're going to go ahead and try again, guys. I've actually restarted the book. I still have the same ship, I just took a bookmark back to the very beginning. This is going to be kind of like that Next Generation episode, Cause and Effect, where they were stuck in a time loop for like 17 days. Hopefully it won't take me 17 days to clear this, but we're going to try some other options and see if we can get some more coordinates and more sectors and more star dates so we can try and get back home. So we're here where the Traveler first comes through the wormhole, and we have a choice. We can set course for the life-bearing system ahead, the life-bearing system on the port side, or the barren system on the starboard side. Now, if I remember from the last playthrough, we went to the barren system on the starboard side. Let's go ahead and just head straight, see what happens. You increase speed towards a dull blue planet and start to orbit it. Short-range scanners indicate that this is a life-bearing planet. The most heavily populated area appears to be a city in the center of a large island. What are your orders, Captain? Let's beam down to the city center. Assemble your crew for the dull blue planet with the city in the center of a large island. Let's get Zarg. And we normally have Medical Officer Muscles tag along with us, but let's go with Security Officer Drake. Oh, we can get one other person. We need a red shirt. Let's do Security Guard Griff. And see what happens here. When you've made your selection, continue to the planet. You materialize on the planet's surface and look around. You're in a wide street of some kind, which is completely deserted. Buildings, of sorts, line the street, and behind you, a large building stands at the end of the road. The buildings are strange structures. They are a multitude of shapes and sizes, and all look incomplete. Continue down the road looking for signs of life. Approach the large building behind you. Try one of the smaller buildings. I guess let's continue down the road. You cautiously continue down the road with phasers set on stun. You begin to hear quiet chatter coming from one or two of the buildings, and a peculiar face appears at a window. You're unsure whether the creature has intelligence or not, and as you debate whether to approach that building, a noise behind you makes you swing around. A tall, spindly creature some 3 meters high has approached you. It has 6 spider-like legs, and its long neck holds its head well above you. That's lovely. It speaks to you, and your translator gives its message as, "Hello, friends. You're not at all welcome in the avenue of the committee. You must leave immediately. Can I offer you warmth and a drink?" This strange message leaves you puzzled. You announce who you are, where you are from, and insist that you mean no harm. The alien is not in the least bit interested and has begun to shiver. Okay. Let's accept the strange alien's hospitality. The strange creature turns and beckons you to follow. Bobbing up and down on its thin legs, it leads you across the road towards a building seemingly made of some kind of clay. Several meters from its door, another alien, this time a small furry one with at least 12 legs, darts from the building next door and stops the tall creature for a brief chat. The two aliens appear to be laughing heartily at some joke, but then the small one springs at the other's legs and bites one off. Your escort slumps to the ground in pain. You are horrified. Holy crap. Attack the creature with your phaser, rush to the aid of the fallen creature. But they were having some sort of joke. Let's see if the creature needs medical attention, and this is the one time that we don't have Muscles with us. The wounded creature heaves itself to its feet. It looks at you strangely and cannot understand your concern. Swaying forwards, it leads you into the building. Inside is chaos, with broken furniture and scraps of food lying all over the place. The alien slumps down on a bench and concentrates. Slowly, another leg grows out from the previous stump, and in no time the wound is repaired. Oh. You question the creature, but it appears to have little intelligence. It is a Kroll. It knows nothing of space travel and black holes. It advises you to visit a Timmel, who lives several buildings away and is perhaps the most intelligent being in these parts. You thank him and leave. Let's head for the Timmel then. You arrive at an odd-shaped building with rounded walls. Several strange and apparently meaningless sticks protrude from the front walls. The door is open, and you cautiously walk inside. Slumped over a table is a bulky figure, apparently asleep. Your entrance disturbs the creature and it raises its head, sees you, and springs to its foot. Rather than legs, it has a single stump, something like a tree trunk. It bellows loudly and your translator does not translate. Hold up your hands and show that you mean no harm, draw your phasers, and shoot. Let's bookmark. And right now, let's hold up the hands and show that we mean no harm. The creature settles down and was apparently just surprised at having been woken from its sleep by complete strangers, and such ugly ones at that. Hey. It explains that it is a Temel and seems to be quite a friendly creature. It hops around the room and offers you food and drink, which you politely decline. This planet is a settlement planet, populated by all sorts of different aliens, at first mainly creatures who could not bear their own home planets, and those that are highly adventurous. As the planet proved to be a pleasant place to live, with a gentle climate, it was not long before word spread throughout the galaxy of the Promised Land, of freedom and equality, attracting many more settlers. The problem was that no one was allowed to assume a position of responsibility. Everyone was entirely equal. The result is that after many years of settlement, the place is in utter chaos. Its inhabitants have not even decided on a name for the planet. You explain that you explain your own predicament to the Timel, how you were lost in a universe parallel to your own. The creature knows little about astronomy and interstellar travel, but suggests you head for the planet Cool Matter, as its civilization is very advanced. You thank him for his information and leave. Now let's head for the main building at the end of the road, or beam up on the ship to travel onwards. Let's head for the main building. Steps lead up to the large building. An inscription on the floor on the door indicates that it's a building of some importance. You knock, but there is no reply, although you can hear excited chatter coming from within. You try the door. It opens and you step into a large entrance hallway. Several pairs of aliens of a variety of shapes and sizes cross the corridor in front of you, traveling purposely from room to room and arguing excitedly with each other. A mysterious creature dressed in shabby blue robes notices you and shuffles over. Its face cannot be seen, but its eyes shine bright blue at you. Oh, it's kind of like a Jawa. It speaks as your translator interprets. Ah, you look interesting. Where do you think the new medicine house should go? You explain that you are new to these parts and you would like to meet some person of authority. The alien laughs. No one has authority here, my friend. We're all equal. Come, let me show you around. Let him take you to the main meeting hall or on a general tour? Let's go on a general tour. Your guide, who is called Firel, shows you from room to room, explaining the planet. Our gods are freedom and equality, says the little creature. This is an extremely pleasant planet to live on, and it welcomes settlers of all types. Everyone is entirely equal, whether they have lived here all their lives or have just arrived. Everyone may also do anything they like here. We have no need for laws. He shows you around the records office, planning area, and rooms of state. On the way back to the debating chamber, you pass the guard room. You ask why, if there are no laws, they have the need for guards. Firel stops and explains, guards do not guard things. We do not need them to protect things. It's just that some members of our community get pleasure out of attacking others, and, of course, they are free to do as they wish. But in fairness to the rest of the population, they dress up in uniforms and call themselves guards so as to warn others that they must be on guard when a guard passes. Do you understand, Captain Joel Robinson? No, that's a horrible system. While you're considering this, however, 3 of these guards have left their room and have crept up behind you. They leap on your back and wrestle with you, and Firel backs away. So we have to fight now. Awesome. And we've got first guard, second guard, third guard. I'm really glad we got Drake and Griff. Zarg needs to stand back, though. Let's do some quick combat. And looks like we didn't get hit, but all 3 of them did. Let's try this again. Oh, Drake took a punch. But the first guard looks like he's about to be KO'd. Drake and Zarg both got hit. The first guard is KO'd, though. What we got here? Both of them got hit. Good. That's better. And... okay, third guard's KO'd. We just got the second guard up. And the threat's eliminated. Cool. We knocked them all out. I'm really glad we brought the security guards this time. Firewall steps back out of the shadows and approaches you. He seems not to be in the least bit surprised by the scuffle. I bet this happens every day. You ask why the guards attacked. Oh, for no reason, Joel Robinson, he says. They're free to do anything they like. Request to enter the debating chamber, ask to enter the maps and travel room, leave the building, and return to the ship. Let's go to the maps and travel room, see if we can find anything new. The travel and map room is in a state of chaos. Books and charts lie all over the floor and the various tables in the room. A small withered alien with a large head, blue skin, and long fingers is asleep in one corner but wakes as you enter. You ask first for maps of the planet, but you can learn little from them. While you wonder whether any of the star charts will be of use, the little man finds a large map and allows you to study it. Apparently you are in a solar system around the sun Magnus. Apart from this one, there's only one other life-bearing planet in this system, called Trax, orbiting Magnus a little further out. Trax was recently devastated by war, and many of its inhabitants left to settle on this planet. The other two nearest planets, although light years away, are Kulimatter, orbiting a purple sun, and Makaman, orbiting a double star. No black holes are to be found on the chart. You thank the creature for his help, and leave the building, bidding goodbye to Farrell as you leave. You head outside and return to the Traveler. That was interesting. Back on the bridge, you set coordinates for your next journey. Another life-bearing planet orbits the same sun a little further out. Medical officer muscles tend to the wounded on board the ship, so we actually do get that 2 stamina restored. Let's put in a bookmark and orbit the life-bearing planet, I guess? You approach the large red planet at sublight speed and set an orbiting course. Scanning the surface, you find no trace of intelligent life, but signs of civilization, and a fairly advanced one at that, are apparent. As you observe the planet through your macro telescope, you see that the surface is covered in a network of roadways and canals, focused every so often on what must be a population center of some sort. You try various radio frequencies, but there's no response. Now, I don't remember the color of a lot of these planets that we visited. If we see the little picture here, I'll be able to tell. Let's beam down. Assemble your crew for the red planet. Pick 2 crew members to accompany you to the planet's surface. Let's go with Zarg. Let's hope this is the right call. Let's bookmark this, actually, to make sure. And we'll take Drake with us again. Oh, this is definitely new. You choose a location within what ought to be one of the planet's main population centers. You beam down, and when you rematerialize, you are in a deserted street. There's a ghostly silence about, and something is not quite right. The buildings around you and the vehicles lying derelict by the side of the road appear to be from quite an advanced civilization, but dust is thick on everything, as if there's been no activity here for many years. Kinda reminds me of Miranda from Serenity. Cautiously, you walk down the street. As you approach a junction at the end of the street, you hear a noise and stop. The others look at you quizzically and listen, but they can hear nothing. You creep forwards towards the corner and jump back sharply as a shape appears. "Visitors," says a voice. The creature is roughly man-sized and wears a flowing white cape. "We have not had visitors for many years." You explain you are from another planet, and the alien nods its hairy head. You ask whether it is possible to meet someone in a position of authority, and the creature considers for a moment. Suddenly you hear a small click and a shrill buzzing noise, and the alien drops to the ground, scorched by a phaser blast from one of your party. You whirl around in disbelief. Holy crap! Which crew member shot first? Security Officer Drake, I guess. Zarg wouldn't shoot first. Drake will. I guess we have to rename him Greedo. Or, no, Greedo didn't shoot first. Han shot first. What the heck am I talking about? Security Officer Han here. Drake looks proudly at the dead alien, and you order your other companion to hold them. Snatching their weapon, you demand to know why they fired at the alien. Why, they gasp? If I hadn't fired, he would have killed you, Captain Joel Robinson. Did you not see the weapon in his hand aimed at you? You certainly didn't see a weapon in the alien's hand, and neither did your other crew member. What's going on here? What now, Captain? Send the trigger-happy companion back to the ship? Beam the alien up to the ship to see whether anything can be done for them, or let your companion off with a caution and continue? I hope I didn't start a war, so let's beam the alien up to the ship and see whether anything can be done for it. Now, of course, if he had a weapon, this is probably bad. Flipping your communicator, you instruct the ship to beam the alien back aboard so that Medical Officer Muscles can have a look at him. The alien disappears. You prepare to continue, but a message from the ship comes through. Apparently, the alien did not arrive. You confirm that it definitely left the planet. There's little you can do about it now, and you leave the problem with your transmatter crew. Oh, no. Well, where do you go, then? Continue exploring the planet. Turning the corner, you continue for several meters. A noise behind you startles you, and you stop. With a sudden chill of panic, you realize what the noise is. It is the multiple hammer sound of a pre-laser weapon. Someone, or something, is firing a machine gun at you. You drop to the ground and scream at your companions to do likewise. As you all lie there with bullets flying over your heads, the other two look at you, puzzled. "Captain, why are we lying in the road?" says one of them, standing up. To your amazement, he stands in the hail of bullets, completely unharmed. Gradually, his sound fades and the others help you to your feet, looking at you in a most peculiar way. Are we all, hallucinating or something? A little further down the road, you come across a large building, or maybe this is like a giant holodeck? Let's enter the building. You enter the building and look around. It appears to be a library of some sort. You notice on the entrance desk a type of newspaper and take it with you. Perhaps it will give you some sort of clue as to why this whole city seems to be deserted. Luckily, the library is computer-controlled. You switch on a console, and after some worrying sounds, a voice comes back. "Good afternoon, reader. What subject will it be today?" First of all, you ask for local history, but the most recent entry appears to be some time ago when this city was bustling with life. One of your crew members rushes over. "Captain," they say, "I've just been looking at the astronomy files. There's a black hole which I think may be a space warp. It's in Sector 288. This news is indeed exciting. You decide to head back to the ship. Nice. Well, that's one new thing. Back on board, you announce your news to the crew. As the navigation officer sets the course, you remember the newspaper and pass it off to the language lab for analysis. Using your long-range scanner, you discover a purple star just within range and a small cluster of stars some 2.3 light-years off to starboard. Medical Officer Muscles tends to the wounded on board the ship, so 2 are restored to any injured crew members. That is good. Let me go ahead and bookmark this, and I will be right back, guys. Ooh, sorry about that. Now, we can set a course for the purple star or set course for the small star cluster. So let's put in a bookmark. And let's head to the purple star, I guess. You travel towards your destination. Your language lab reports some interesting findings from the newspaper you gave them. You've just come from the planet Trax, a fairly advanced civilization. Some years before the paper was published, a great debate occurred and 2 groups emerged with 2 schools of thought. The progressives were modern thinkers, set on material progress, computerization, and a more scientific view of the future. The regressives, on the other hand, disliked the inhuman element of the progressives' world and preferred a return to basics, where people did not rely on machines. So they're pretty much Luddites. A period of Cold War ensued until the regressive discovered that the progressives had developed a powerful hallucinatory drug. The progressives had intended to use the drug on the regressives, but when the plot was discovered, they agreed to send all stocks of the drug into space out of the way. Something went wrong, however, and the rocket exploded in the planet's upper atmosphere, subjecting the entire planet to severe hallucinations. On the day the paper was published, its effects were just beginning to be noticed. Shaking your head sadly at the tragic end to this pointless war, you return to the bridge and plot your next course. And keep on heading toward the purple star or set course to the small star cluster. You know what? Let's not go to the purple star. Let's try the small star cluster. As you approach, you cut oh, this is new. You cut engines. Switching to visual on the screen, you can see the small cluster in the distance. Suddenly, your navigation officer wheels round. "Captain," he exclaims, "meteor storm dead ahead. We're moving straight into it." "What are your orders, Captain? We are definitely getting our Han Solo on today. Evasive action or activate shields. Let's make like the Falcon with the evasive action." The ship lurches hard to port. The crew are unprepared for this violent shift and fall to the floor around you. Although most of the crew escape injury with only minor cuts and bruises, one of your crew has been badly injured as they have collided with a wall. Which crew member is injured? Griff, Faust, Shirt, or Muscles? Let's go with the second red shirt. Drake has been grievously wounded and requires medical... That's not who I wanted. Medical Officer Muscles is quickly on the scene to provide assistance. Must roll equal or lower to a medical skill of 11. Ooh, you definitely passed the skill check, and barely. It's one of the few times that a high roll is bad. Your medical officer manages to revive Drake. You quickly return to the captain's chair to assess the situation and return to the bridge. With your crew member injuries resolved, you sit in the captain's chair to regain control of the Traveler. Test your luck. You must roll equal or lower than your luck of 10 to succeed. Okay, let's see what happens. Whew, we are lucky. As the bridge staff collect themselves together, you ask your navigation officer for a report. He replies that you have evaded the meteor storm and are now back on course for the star cluster. I like it. You approach the small cluster. A message from your catering officer comes through your We have a catering officer? Captain, they report, I've just discovered a malfunction in one of our freezers. We've lost a good deal of food. What we have left will last the crew for no more than 48 hours. You agree that you must now find supplies for the ship. Scanning the cluster ahead, you locate 2 planets of suitable temperatures and gravities to sustain life. One is green in color, the other blue. So set a course for the green planet or the blue planet. The thing about it is, if it's a blue planet, it's probably ocean. A green planet would have vegetation and therefore life, I would think. So let's try the green planet. You take up orbit position around the green planet. Scanning the surface, you find an abundance of vegetation and animal life, but there are no signs of intelligent inhabitants. What are your orders, Captain? Let's beam down. Why not? Assemble your crew for the green planet. Pick 2 crew members to accompany you to the planet's surface. Let's go with Zarg and Drake. Seems to be my dream team this episode. You enter the transmatter unit, and minutes later you materialize in a dense jungle on the planet. As you get your bearings, you hear a sound. In the distance, coming closer, is something large crashing towards you through the undergrowth. Order your party to hide or draw your phasers. Let's draw phasers. Let's bookmark first. Now we draw phasers. A monstrous creature known as a squin crashes through the dense jungle foliage, then stops. The giant beast faces... How would they know the name of the monster was a squin? The giant beast faces you, as though it dares you to react first. Without warning, it sniffs the air, and then grunts. What now, Captain? Set phasers to stun, set phasers to kill. Wait and see what the beast does next. Let's wait and see what the beast does. The creature seems to consider you for some time, then turns and ambles off into the jungle. Where to from here, Captain? Start gathering vegetation for food or search for animals to hunt? Vegetation or meat? Veggies or meat? I'll tell you what, vegetation would probably be the easier one of the two, but let's go with carnivore tendencies here. Using a portable scanner to locate more animal life, you track down another of the hog-like squin. Eventually, you come across a clearing where 3 of these beasts are drinking water. Attack with your phaser or tackle them with your bare hands. Yeah, phaser. You set your phaser to kill and fire at the first squin. Your blast causes it to bellow loudly before it drops to the ground, dead. But its cry has alerted the other 2 and they charge towards you. Your second shot stops one in its tracks. Do you have any additional crew members with you, Captain? Yes, I do. I've got Drake and Zarg. The last remaining squin is almost on top of you. You dive out of the way, but as you do so, you hear another great bellow. Picking yourself up, you find that your companion has killed the creature less than a meter from you. It's probably Drake who did that. You contact the ship and have yourselves beamed back aboard, along with your prey. Cool deal. Back in the transmatter unit, the crew are taking your food off to the lab for analysis. You return to the bridge and prepare to leave orbit. The lab reports that your supplies are digestible and highly nutritious. Sweet. And Muscles gives +2 to the crew. And scanners report the nearest planet some 3.7 light years from your present position. And set a course to enter warp speed. And yeah. You approach a medium-sized blue-green planet and take up orbit position. Scanning the planet's surface reveals several clusters of intelligent life forms. You try to contact them, but nothing comes up on the radio. What are your orders, Captain? Let's beam down. I don't remember which one this is. Let's go with Zarg and Muscles. Oh, we can do more. Cool. Let's have Drake tag along with us. And beam down. Hey, oh, I've been here before. This is the guy with the Rain Lord. He lets us know something. I don't know if he gives us coordinates or not. Let's go ahead and bookmark it. And we'll go through here. The villagers are paranoid, if I recall correctly, so we wait for them to arrive to us so we don't come off as threatening. We go speak to the village elder, and we ask about the planet and its inhabitants. And then we find out about famine and the rain being bad. And we check with... And we have... I believe we have muscles. See what we can do to heal the sick. And we roll... And man, Muscles is doing it, like, living on the edge today. Okay, the aliens are grateful for the help. That's cool. And Muscles isn't feeling well because he contracts a sickness. So let's test our luck here. And we are lucky thanks to that little dice trick. I think we rolled a 9 originally, though, so we would have got it either way. So he's not sick. Now we need to talk to the Rain Lord. And we go up to his castle. I'm trying to remember this from the last episode. And we just go up and talk to the guard, because he appreciates the fact that we didn't come to him violently. We surrender. Enter the keep. There he is. And he lets us know about the weather control machine that he has. And then we have Zarg help us out. And we need to roll 10 or lower with Zarg to find out how to fix this stuff. Or restore the planet's weather back to normal. And that'll do it. MVP. Now, what does he let us know here? Does he give us... He's able to tell you that you will have to travel towards it at warp speed 3 to effect the transfer successfully. Okay, so he lets us know the correct speed. Awesome. Cool deal. Let's go ahead and beam up. I think that's actually very much needed to complete the game. Now we can set a course for the large red planet next after it's 3.3 light years away. But I'll tell you what, guys, we will end it here and we'll continue on in the next episode. Hopefully we are on the right track and we are able to find some more stuff to help us get home. If you liked the episode, go ahead and click like down below, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help, and we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.